Hello everyone! I am Nurse James. In this video, I'll be sharing my USA timeline experience from initial requirements to documents and to the entire immigration process. Medyo kinikilig ako kasi akala ko hindi ko na siya magagawa. Pero I'll make sure na everything will be detailed and informative, especially to those Filipino nurses who start their application from the Philippines going here in the USA. So, I'm under staffing agency and tanda ko noon parang comply lang ako sa mga kailangan nila and hindi ko naman alam kung anong stage na ba or process or para saan ba yun. So, yeah, this is a personal experience and this is not a sponsored video. So, let's go! As a Filipino nurse, our curriculum in the Philippines require us to complete a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree before we take the board exam. I graduated with my BSN from Lyceum of the Philippines University, Batangas, last April 2013. Shout out to all of my clinical instructors and dean. Hello po. And then after that, I had the courage to take the Philippine Nursing Licensure exam and I passed last December 2013. I did my review at Carl Balita Review Center. Shout out to all of my instructors, top-notchers, and Carl Balita himself. So, the review was really great. It's a great experience. It molded us, and it's not only for the first takers, but also to retakers. So, yeah, I wish I had continued to take NCLEX so I can continue my US journey, but at that time, it wasn't on my mind yet. I feel like I need to gain more clinical experience, so I'll be more competent and confident as a nurse. Alright guys, it's time to go home. Continue natin sa bahay. Let's go! So after that, I was able to apply in one of the private tertiary hospitals in Lipao City, Batangas. So honestly, it was such a great training ground for me. So shout out to all of my seniors, fellow healthcare staff and colleagues who helped shape me into the nurse I am today. So I'm grabbing this opportunity to thank you and say hi to all of you guys. I hope you are all safe. So I've been working in emergency department for almost 4 years and those were truly memorable times. So some of you might even remember the viral memes from back then. If you're familiar, I'll show them on the screen. But beyond that, what I'll never forget are the experience and lessons I gained during those years. And so I decided to follow my sister to the UAE. So I took the Health Authority Abu Dhabi licensure exam, or they call this HAAD, to gain more experience and of course to save for the future. As we all know that nursing here in the Philippines, especially in private hospitals, doesn't always offer a higher salary. So I wanted to explore more opportunities abroad. During my time in the UAE, I was able to work with 3 of the biggest hospitals, and I'll show you some photos on the screen. It was an incredible journey where I learned so much professionally, personally, and mentally. So I learned to embrace different cultures, respect differences, and stay humble at the same time. So I was there also when the COVID-19 pandemic happened. So it was such a challenging yet eye-opening experience. So the UAE is truly a beautiful and progressive country, and I cannot wait to visit again someday. So I'll share with you one of the highlight of my UAE experience was being hired by a US-based hospital. I got to experience what it's like working with advanced systems and equipment that is similar here in the USA. So I even had early hands-on exposure to Epic, and also I learned to navigate the Pyxis medication dispensing system. So I think it was such a valuable learning experience that truly prepared me for my next chapter. From there, we started looking for agencies that could help us with the process going here in the USA. So it's really important to understand the difference between staffing agency and a direct hire agency before deciding which path you will take. Why staffing agency? So at that time, to be honest, I knew deep down that I couldn't manage a DIY process on my own. Not only because it would be expensive, but also because it would be quite stressful and time-consuming to handle all the documents myself. That's when I came across a staffing agency called Yes, and they really helped make the process smoother and guided me every step of the way. With Avant, they will ask for your work experience. They will conduct also a background check, and they will request copies of your educational documents such as your diploma, TOR, and RLE. So you also need to sign the contract. So make sure that you agree to the terms and conditions, binasa mo lahat ng pages, and alam mo yung pros and cons. Because share ko lang, actually, yung una nag-apply is yung husband ko. And then, when I saw na nag-apply siya, sabi ko, gusto ko ding mag-apply. Without even knowing na dapat pala isa lang sa amin yung mag-apply para yung isa magiging direct na lang pagdating dito. Pero, minake sure na lang namin na magkasama kaming aalis at magkasama kaming magkakaroon na ng work dito sa USA. Although, hindi man siya applicable sa iba, pero sa amin, feeling namin mas okay. Though alam namin yung pros and cons, na yung cons in terms of salary, magiging low lang, less, kasi kakat yun. Pero wala parang pinag-decidean na namin, tsaka pinag-isipan na namin na hindi, okay lang yun. Dalawa naman tayo, makakayanan din namin. So yun, parehas kaming nag-Avant, and then same kaming nag-undergo sa NCLEX application and English test. Avant offers a program that helps you prepare for the US nursing licensure process, such as the NCLEX exam. So they will also handle immigration, the visa steps, and provides the transition assistance moving here in the USA. So they provided the cultural and clinical transition training, which I experienced. They help you to adapt to US workplace, the norms, the culture, so maliles yung culture shock. Sobrang ganda ng cultural transition program nila. We stayed in Florida for like 1 month, and then after the graduation, that's the time na napunta na kami sa mga kanya-kanya naming states. So shoutout sa mga kabatch ko noong May 2024. Hello guys! So now, let's start our US timeline. So if you're eligible, they will start your NCLEX preparation and exam process. So Avant will apply for your ATT or authorization to test so you can take the NCLEX. Avant provided some learning materials. They will give you some modules, Q-banks, quizzes, and also webinars para updated ka sa lahat ng system. It's just like meron silang timeline din kung kailan mo kailangan tapusin yung ganitong modules. So, dapat magko-comply ka doon para hindi ka late. And then, they will complete and review all of the documents. And then, I think I reviewed for 3 months. Actually, less than 3 months. And then, i-check nila yon, i-review nila yon kung okay ka na para kumuha ng test. So, depende yun sa mga quizzes, previous quizzes, kung ano yung mga scores mo. Kasi parang ikaw din yung maglalagay ng scores mo doon. Anyway, to cut the story short, Avant paid for my flight from the UAE going to the Philippines. Kasi yun yung preferred kung saan ako gusto mag-exam instead of India. So, they paid for my flight, they paid for my accommodation as well. And ang tanging request ko lang is mag-exam ng early morning. What I mean is 7 in the morning. Kasi feeling ko mas fresh pa yun. So, sobrang nakaka-vibe. Sa Trident Tower pa yun. So, lahat na ng santo na tawag ko. Lahat na ng angel sa tawag ko. And thank you. I passed July 16, 2022. Right away, when I pass it, I already send them a message and I give it to them the past from the NCSBN. Pero dahil ako ay masyadong proactive, nag-request agad ako ng quick results, 48 hours. Pero bago ako i-message ng NCSBN, natanggap ko agad yung pass letter from my state, which is Montana. So, sobrang saya ko nun. Then, July 26, 2022, I submitted the ETA 9089. So, ito yung dina-download na form, tapos sasignan mo ng blue pen. Then, pinadala ko sa Avant location. So, ano ba yung ETA 9089? It is a US Department of Labor form. So, they officially call this as Application for Permanent Employment Certification. So, key step siya in the employment-based green card process for foreign workers like us, nurses. So, let's talk about the I-140 petition. The I-140 petition allows your US employer to sponsor you for a green card or the permanent residency, which is especially important for nurses like us. So, they submitted my I-140 last July 27, 2022 via premium processing. So, I don't know the cost kasi sila yung nagbayad. That's the good part of being in a staffing agency. And then, interestingly, the very next day, it became my priority date for USCIS. And then, my I-140 was approved less than a month only after filing. It was approved on August 10, 2022. It was really quick. So I think part of the reason was that I stayed very active during the process. So whenever USCIS or the Avant immigration team had queries, I replied promptly. This is actually a good tip. If you're planning to come to the US, you always follow up and ask for updates. Because being proactive, it doesn't create issues for the agency. In fact, it helps keep the process smooth. Let's talk about the NVC fee bill. So, October 10, they emailed me that there is an NVC fee bill. Receiving this, it means that your US visa process is moving to the next stage. You now need to pay for the required fees so NVC can continue reviewing your case and schedule your embassy interview. So, on that time, I informed Avant that I have my husband with me who is also an Avant student. So, they paid for our NVC fee bill. But I learned that yung pag-pay is hindi individually. So, parang by batch siya. So, naghintay kami para sa payment ng NVC fee bill. So, we're just waiting for their email and updates. October 20, 2022, I received an email that our CES report was issued. So guys, yung CES report or CES, galing siya sa CGFNS. So CGFNS stands for Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing Schools. So importante ito for foreign nurses like us na gusto magtrabaho here in the USA. So basically, sila yung nagve-verify ng education at credentials mo para masigurado nila na standard at balance yung katumbas ng nursing degree from the Philippines here in the USA. So, kabilang dito yung diploma, TOR, and RLE. Minsan, pati yung license mo. So, kailangan mo to para makapag-apply sa NCLEX at para ma-approve ka ng State Board of Nursing here in the US. So, how it works? So, magsasubmit ka ng document sa CGFNS. What I mean is, gawa ka muna ng account sa CGFNS, then mag-submit ka ng documents. Then, i-verify nila yung school or licensing body kung legit nga ba to. Then, pag na-verify, mag-i-issue na sila ng CES report na isasubmit mo sa State of Board or Staffing Agency. So, in short, CES report, proof siya na legit at maayos yung nursing education mo. At crucial to bago ka makapag-NCLEX at makapagsimula sa USA. So, October 31, I passed the IELTS British Council. I took the IELTS British exam. Unfortunately, I did not reach a 7 in speaking, but honestly, I felt confident that I did well that day. So, I confidently and decided to request for a remark. So, I waited for like 2 to 3 weeks for the remark. And when I received it, my score increased. So, not just the speaking, they also increased my writing. So, my scores were officially updated. So, guys, don't be afraid to request for a remark, especially if you really feel you did well. So, the best part, they will reimburse the fee if your score improves after a remark. So, madami nagsasuggest na mag-PTE na lang. If convenient sa inyo ang PTE, then that's okay. As long as makapasa tayo sa English test at makarating sa USA, that's fine. November 24, they applied for my visa screen. So, on that time, medyo nako-confuse ako sa mga nangyayari. Yung CGFNS, visa screen, CES report. So, in short, Si CGFNS, siya yung organization na nag-handle ng pag-release ng visa screen at CES report. Yung CES report, ginagamit to para ma-verify yung education mo at para makapag-NCLEX ka. Para siyang evaluation kung pasok ka sa US standards, kung pasok yung nursing education mo sa US standards nila. Yung visa screen naman, siya yung requirement dito sa USA for embassy at immigration. So, pinapatunayan nito na qualified ka magtrabaho sa US as a nurse. So, kasama na dito yung education, license, and the IELTS na English test natin. So, pag approve ka, bibigyan ka ng visa screen certificate na kailangan mo sa embassy interview at pagpasok mo sa US. So, in short, yung CES report for NCLEX siya, for Board of Application. Yung visa screen for US visa and embassy processing. So, parehas silang galing sa CGFNS. January 11, I received an email that my NVC fee bill is now paid. So, NVC fee bill paid, it means ready na yung next steps mo sa visa processing. So, it took 3 months for Avant to pay my NVC fee bill. Kasi, yun nga, I learned that babayaran nila ito by batch yung application nila. And then, I feel like nanigurado sila talaga na mag-English test muna ako, makapasa muna ako bago nila bayaran. January 16, the DS-260 is submitted. So guys, when the DS-260 is submitted, it means that you have officially submitted your online immigrant visa application to the US Department of State. So yung DS-260, siya yung parang form for all immigrant visa application. So it includes informations like your personal details, family information, education and work experience, recent travel history for the past 5 years, background questions about criminal records, security, and other relevant matters. Once you submit it, the NVC receives confirmation and they use this to schedule your US Embassy interview. So, medyo crucial to. Dapat match lahat ng requirements dun sa ilalagay mong form electronically. So, parang tanda ko noon ako yung gumawa ng form sa akin at saka sa husband ko. Pinari-check ko lahat ng information. And then, chinek ko din yung sa birth certificate. Kasi yung birth certificate, yung name ng mother ko is iba yung first name niya. So, pina-annotate agad namin yun. And then, annotation yung tawag, if I'm not mistaken. And then, ayun. Bago naman ako nakapag-embassy interview na ayos ko naman yung sa mother's name ko. Kasi if hindi, parang magkakaroon ng 50-50 chance na makarating siya dito sa USA. Kaya dapat talaga clear and complete yung information. Even the spellings. Kung meron kang mga junior, ganyan, senior, o the third, second, dapat nakalagay talaga siya. January 26, 2023, I received an email that my visa screen certificate issued. It looks like this. So, Avant emailed us and they asked for our 3 request states kung saan namin gusto mapunta. So, wala talaga kaming idea. So, ang ginawa na lang namin, naglagay kami ng Virginia, Montana, and Ohio. And then, nagtatanong sila bakit yun yung preferred mo. Kasi sabi namin, nandun yung mga kakilala namin, mga workmates before. Because me and my husband, we don't have any relatives in the USA. I do have one in New York, sister ni Papa. And then, they gave us a placement in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. But first, we need to underwent an interview. So, we did a Zoom interview. And yeah, okay naman yung interview. More on behavioral, work experience, kung ano yung mga gagawin mo. The usual, tell me about yourself, work experience mo, ano yung mga na-handle mong cases, and then behavioral, paano kapag may ganitong patient, anong gagawin mo, paano pag hindi mo na-scope yung ganitong nangyayari, anong gagawin mo. So parang doon na papasok yung lagi mong i-inform yung charge nurse, supervisor, i-escalate and everything. So yun, February 14, we are both placed in Columbus, Ohio. I'll be in emergency department and my husband will work in observation, ED observation. April 3, we receive an email that our final DQ was changed from February 8 to February 1. So, minsan yung DQ or documentarily qualified, maaring ma-advance siya o ma-early. So, usually nangyayari daw to kasi minsan, complete na lahat ng documents mo earlier. Kung na-review ng NBC ng mas mabilis, pwede nilang i-update yung DQ date mo ng mas maaga. And then, system updates or corrections. Minsan, ang maliit na update sa NBC system ay nagkakause ng pagbabago sa date. Or minsan daw, dahil lagi nagka-follow up, kapag proactive ka at agad sumagot sa queries or nag-submit ka ng missing documents, maaari nilang i-update yung status mo as earlier. So, in short, good news to. So, ibig sabihin, mabilis ang progress ng case mo kaysa sa inaasahan. And then, April 14, we received the retrogression. So, retrogression happened. So, meaning, the priority dates for certain visa categories, which is EB3 for us nurses, move backward instead of forward. So, this is common for employment-based green cards, including nurses under EB3. So, the visa number limits, so bawat taon, may limit kung kailan lang yung green cards ang pwedeng ibigay sa bawat category at bawat bansa. So, minsan, because of high demand, kapag mas marami ang nag-a-apply kaysa sa available visa, bumabalik ang cut-off date para makontrol ang flow. Or country-specific limits sa mga bansa na mataas ang demand, like the Philippines, mas madalas ang retrogression. So in short, retrogression, it's only a temporary delay sa priority date mo. Kaya kahit documentarily qualified ka na, kailangan mo pa rin hintayin na maging current yung date mo bago ka makapag-file or makakuha ng interview sa embassy. And then, December 11, yung priority date namin is naging current. So, after 8 months of retrogression, naging current na yung priority date namin. So, yung case namin is nasa UAE kasi we are working in the UAE that time. So, kapag sinabi nilang priority date becomes current, ibig sabihin nito na eligible ka na sa next step ng US visa process mo. So, usually, it's by filing your green card application. So, ang priority date mo ay yun yung date na na-file yung I-140 petition mo. So, bawat buwan, naglalabas ang US Department of State ng visa bulletin. Usually, first week or second week of the month. So, kung current na yung date mo, ibig sabihin may available immigrant visa para sa category at sa bansa mo at pwede ka na mag-proceed. So, on that time, usually, ang UAE ay sobrang bagal. There's a delay in giving interview dates. That's why we inform Avant if we can transfer our case from the UAE to Manila, to the Philippines. Kasi napapansin namin nun, sa Philippines, every month, nagbibigay talaga ng new embassy interview dates. So nakikita namin na sobrang bilis ng processing, although there will be downfall, especially sa medical, because if sputum ka, automatic canceled yung embassy interview date mo. So, yung binigay na NVC interview date sa'yo, dahil makakancel siya, ikaw na yung liable. I mean, ikaw na yung mabubook para sa interview mo kapag na-complete mo na yung medical at naging okay ka na. So, dahil natagalan yung Ohio sa amin, kasi nga nagkaroon ng retrogression, noong December 14, na-receive namin yung license namin from Ohio Board of Nursing. And then, at the same day, siguro mga evening time, na-receive namin yung email na canceled yung placement namin sa Ohio Health kasi nga no overdue na, tagal na nila naghintay sa amin. So, in-inform kami ng Avant na meron ba kayong iba pang preferred states aside from Ohio? Sabi ko kung ano na lang po yung available kasi wala talaga kaming idea. So, January 12, nabigyan kami ng offer sa Richmond, Virginia. As usual, nag-undergo na naman kami ng interviews. So, okay naman yung interview. Mukhang nagustuhan naman kami. So, me and my husband, we were placed both in emergency department. So, ang galing lang kasi actually, nag-request kami. Dahil dalawa kaming Avant student, maybe you can grant our condition na mag-work kami sa same facility and same unit. And they gave us the offer of working in emergency department. Same unit, same night shifts. same schedule. And January 16, nag-request ulit kami ng transfer from the UAE to the Philippines. Nung December, nag-request na kami and sinabi nila na hindi, maghintay tayo sa UAE. And then, nung nag-request ulit kami ng January 16, parang in-encourage na nila lahat ng Avant students nila na yes, mag-transfer na tayo sa Philippines. So, parang in less than 24 hours, our request has been granted by Avant. The case tracking number from ABD, which is Abu Dhabi, it changed to MNL, which is Manila. So, sa sobrang proactive ko, update ako ng update sa email nila kung na-transfer na ba. And then, January 22, nakita ko na lang na yung ABD namin is napalitan na ng MNL. And Avant, at the same time, updated me na the case transfer was approved. So, nung approved na, nag-public inquiry agad ako. So, how to do the public inquiry, I will show you on the screen. So, the public inquiry, dito mo pwedeng i-request and to give them update also na current ka na, ito yung tracking number mo, ito yung full name mo, naghihintay po ako, baka naman po pwedeng mabigyan tayo ng interview date. This is my sample message to them. And dumaan yung February, every time na nagpa-public inquiry ako, ito yung lumalabas. And then, March 6, I tried to log in the CGI, and this is the site. So, if you're able to put your personal details and information, at kapag umabot ka sa step 8 at mag-show yung calendar like this, meaning may possibility na magkakaroon ka na ng interview date. But ako, I did not do anything about it. Hindi ako nag-book kasi hihintayin ko ng NVC ang magsasend ng interview date sa akin as advice from Avant. So usually, ito yung parang PVT trick kapag nag-NCLEX exam ka and then pag pinot mo mali yung credit card mo, maglalabas ng good pop-up or bad pop-up. For the CGI, ito yung parang PVT trick na anytime soon magkakaroon ka na ng interview date. March 7, my case found through CGI. So, yun nga yun. May lumabas yung calendar. I'm able to sign from stage 1 to stage 8 and lumabas yung calendar na ganito. So, sabi ko, baka magkaroon na ako ng interview anytime soon. So, on March 8, kinabukasan, nag-public inquiry agad ako. So, nilagay ko ulit yung mga details. And then, they messaged me this. So, my interview date, I received it from the NVC through public inquiry. So, hindi pa to yung P4. So, in-inform ko right away ang Avant. Sabi ko dun sa Avant immigration team na nakatanggap ako ng ganito through public inquiry. And ito yung message ko sa kanila. Ito yung laman ng body of email. And they just told me to wait and give them an update if in case na makuha ko yung P4 kasi anytime soon lalabas na. So, tanda ko pa nun, parang meron kaming competency exam sa hospital ko nun. And then, March 12, I received sa email ang aking P4 interview appointment. So, yan na. Sabi ko, hala, sobrang saya na, sobrang nakakatakot. So, sinend ko agad sa husband ko na nag-work siya nun. So, sa Abu Dhabi ako, siya naman nasa Al-Ain nun. So, yun, sobrang saya namin. So, lahat talaga ng mga dates, talagang ninote ko kasi sabi ko nga, gusto ko siyang i-share through vlogging. Pero, yun nga, parang dami kong insecurities nun, hirap mag-vlog. And then, yan, nandito na ako ngayon, share ko sa inyo yung mga dates and information. And then, March 20, 2024, yung case status namin sa tracker is naging in transit. So, guys, kapag ang case status mo ay visa in transit, ibig sabihin nun, parang approve na yung visa mo at on the way na siya sa'yo. Pero hindi naman na mangyayari yun kung hindi ka pa nagma-medical at hindi ka pa nag-embassy interview. So, hindi muna namin siya pinansin. Nag-secure muna kami ng mga documents na kailangan. Pinipare namin yung sarili namin. At nag-ayos muna kami ng schedule namin para makapag-bakasyon sa Philippines for medical and interview. How to check the US tracker? You can go here and download the application. And then you can check there the updates. So, March 21, yung tracker namin naging case status ready. So, ibig sabihin, yung visa petition o application mo ay na-process at nakompleto na ng NVC o ibang authority. So ready na yung case mo para sa next step, which is scheduling ng US Embassy interview o paghahanda ng final documents. So basically, tapos na yung review ng documents mo at naghihintay na lang sa susunod na hakbang. So in short, kompleto na yung case mo at handa na sa next step ng visa process mo. So let's talk about the medical. So April 1 and 2, yung nabook kong medical sa SLEC. Ito yung site ng SLEC. So, make sure yung mga personal details nandun, correct informations mo at ng dependent mo. So, after that, make sure ko na prior coming here in the Philippines from the UAE, kunyari, nag-flight kami ng March 27, 28, or 29. After 2 days lang, dapat medical. Para lang malaman nila if ever na magtanong kung kailan kami umuwi galing UAE na hindi kami nagbakasyon o gumala sa Philippines. Kasi alam naman natin ang UAE less case naman siya sa tuberculosis. So para lang maging okay din na hindi kami gumala, diretso agad kami ng interview. So sana maging okay lahat. And then may mga rituals din kami. Yung mga rituals namin ito, nag-sterilize milk kami, tapos humingi pa ako ng prescription for antibiotic. And then I think nag-take din ako ng Fluimucil, although wala naman akong ubo. And then nag-book kami ng hotel. Yung hotel, chinek namin agad nung kinagabihan prior ng first day ng medical kung paano yung way or location. So yung 5 minutes walking distance lang siya. So I think yung medical namin is 7 in the morning. So we just want to make sure kung pwede ba kaming maglakad ng mga 6:15, 6:30 in the morning, and make sure namin na alam namin yung way para hindi hassle. So kapag pupunta kayo doon, just wear comfortable clothing, iwasan nyo yung mga accessories para takaw tingin. So, ang galing lang kasi yung hotel namin, meron agad siyang pagbukas ng drawer, may Bible. So, nag-pray kami na magkaroon kami ng focus, presence of mind that day na hindi kami kabahan, syempre. So, yung mga requirements sa SLEC, if-flash ko ngayon sa screen, ayan. And then, mahalaga doon yung DS-260 confirmation page. So, on how to print it. I'll flash also in the screen. Ayan. And then, for the pictures ng 2x2, I remember pumunta kami ng SM sa Great Image para lang maganda yung pictures namin. Kasi kung ano yung nasa picture na isasubmit nyo, yun din yung mapupunta sa visa, sa passport. And ito yun. Yun, pinaghandaan talaga namin siya. And then, yun nga, 7 in the morning yung SLEC schedule namin. Pero 6:15, ando na kami. Sobrang haba ng pila. Organized naman siya. Yung iba mga nakatayo na, yung iba nakaupo. Kasi sa sobrang dami. So, chinek agad nung ni security guard yung mga requirements namin. And then, if-flash ko sa monitor yung floors. Ito yung floors sa loob. So, pagka-check nung security guard, pinapasok agad kami. So, nandun kami sa ground floor. Nagkaroon agad ng photo session. Parang pinicturean agad nila kami. Parang nakangiti ba? Nakaganto ako. Tapos dapat wala kang mga earrings. So, dapat tinanggal na yun. So, sa reception area, after ng photo op, pinapila kami sa parang pre-screening siya. Pre-screening ng mga documents. So, chinek nila yung personal details, location, facility mo, kung saan. And then, after nun, pinapunta kami sa 5th floor, sa cashier. Tapos, pinagbayad kami for medical. That's way back 2024. So, iba na yung price nun sa ngayon. So, before and after, ito yung price. Flash ko sa screen. And then, after the payment, pumunta na kami sa 4th floor, sa laboratory. So, kinuhanan kami ng dugo. Nung kinuhanan naman kami ng dugo, okay naman siya. Though, parang butterfly gauge 18 yun. Pero okay lang. Swabe naman. Nakuhanan agad kami. Dinaretso kami sa 3rd floor. So, sa 3rd floor, nandun na yung x-ray. So, syempre, separate yung male and female. So, male, magtatanggal ka ng t-shirt. At saka, parang, ano na yun, sunod-sunod na. So, parang may 2 chairs doon, prior doon sa room. Kami doon, nakaupo. So, parang hindi nawawala ng bakante, sunod-sunod. I think naka 2 takes ako. Kasi yung una, kasi parang nakaganon ka alam mo yung usual. Hindi ko makuha yung hininga ko. So, sabi niya, sir, isa pa, ulit pa. So, okay naman siya. Okay naman, third floor. After that, punta kami ng fifth floor for vital signs. They check our vital signs. Yung blood pressure ko mataas noon, pati yung sa husband ko mataas. So, parang mga 150s. Pero, inulit, inapprovehan pa din kami. Then, after that, punta kami ng eye check. Wala akong eyeglasses noon. Pero, nakapasa naman ako sa vision. Hindi ko tanda kung Ishihara ba yun, pero parang Snellen chart ata. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then after that, diretso na kami sa triage. Parang binigyan na namin yung slip. And then, maghihintay kami ng tawag ng doctor for physical assessment. So, physical assessment, mabilis lang siya. Parang maging confident ka lang sa mga sagot mo. Answerable ba yes or no? So, sasabihin ng doktor or i-question niya kung may mga sakit ka bang ganito, ganyan. Tapos yung mga details kung kailan ka dumating from UAE. So, sagutin mo lang, be honest, be confident. Ma-feel naman yun ng doktor. So, pinagubad na ako with the patient gown and then pinahiga ako. And then, sit down first, chinek yung lungs, then higa, chinek yung stomach, and then that's it. Tapos na. So, dumiretso ako sa triage area, and then binigyan ako ng slip, white slip. So, yung white slip, parang before, nung kapanahon na namin is, nung year na yon, pag white slip daw okay. So, ayun. Nung kinausap ko yung partner ko, sabi niya, pinapupunta daw siya ng second floor sa immunization. Kasi ang alam ko, nasa second floor din yung pulmonary evaluation. Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi daw, sinabihan daw niya yung doktor na current daw yung mga immunizations niya. Paano daw yun? So, pumunta kami ng second floor. Sabi ko naman, sige, sa immunization siguro talaga tayo. Pero medyo kinakabahan ako. Tapos parang sinabi ko sa kanya, sana hindi mo na sinabi yun. Pero wala na, nandun na. So naghintay kami ng 30 minutes. Ayun nga, in-update lang yung mga current immunizations niya. And then pinabalik ulit kami sa 5th floor. And then nakatanggap siya ng white slip. Same like mine. Same date and time when are we going back for the next day, for the second day. So yun, sobrang saya. Nung second day, pahinga na kami ng okay. Kasi parang pinabalik kami ng 8 in the morning. Tapos 7:30, nandun na kami. So parang nung binigay ko yung white slip sa security guard sa labas, nanginginig pa ako. Tinatakan niya ng immunization. So I was like, oh, thank you Lord. Para sa amin talaga to. So ito yung itsura ng immunization. So yun, dire-diretso na. Parang yun na talaga yung basis na, para sa atin talaga to. Siguro, ayun, thank you Lord. Everything happened so fast. And yung medical talaga, yun talaga yung pinaka-crucial. Kapag sputum ka, so canceled na yung appointment mo sa interview embassy. Pero I think ngayon, parang iba na. Kahit mas sputum ka, hindi na cancel yung interview date mo. Correct me if I'm wrong, pero yun yung alam ko. So yung interview date namin is April 26. So makikita nyo parang 2 to 3 weeks from the medical yung interview namin. Yun yung binigay sa amin ng NBC, which is okay. Nakapag-prepare pa kami. So parang yung interview date namin is 6 in the morning. Parang ang aga namin. So syempre, nag-grab kasi ang hirap naman maglakad para lang din safe. So I think we booked the same hotel na sa medical namin. And naka-formal attire kami, but make sure na wala kang accessories, no metal. Even mobile phone is not allowed inside the embassy. So we prepared to put it in the hotel. Yun, nakasecure lang yun doon. Even coins, I think bawal. So nagdala lang kami ng cash. And then, even watch and everything, iwanan nyo na para hindi na hassle. Make sure lang namin na yung mga documents namin like this, ito yung documents sa pagkakasunod-sunod. Yan yung pinirepare namin at hinanda namin is meron kami. Kung kailangan yung i-photocopy each original document, photocopy kayo kasi wala namang mawawala kung marami kayong bitbit. Naka-isang folder lang siya. Hindi siya folder, parang yung attached case. So, para organized, sunod-sunod siya. So, sobrang organized, sobrang strict. Parang sa labas pa lang, chinek agad yung passport namin, tsaka yung P4 letter. And then, pinapasok na kami sa loob. So, checking agad ng mga gamit, kung may mga metal or whatsoever. And then, punta na kami sa parang fingerprinting. So, tatawagin kami isa-isa. After fingerprinting, merong, I think nauna muna yung pre-screening. So, may console doon. Yung nag-check sa amin is Filipino. So, medyo strict siya. Pero ayos lang naman. So, chinek yung mga documents namin. Tapos parang tinanong niya na husbands daw kami. If ever daw na magko-problema, ano daw mangyayari if isa lang daw sa amin yung pwedeng umalis. Tapos sabi namin, maghihintayan. Pero sure naman kami na okay yung mga documents namin at walang magiging problema. So para lang siguro, chine-check lang niya. Ewan ko, ba't ganun? Tapos, pumunta kami sa mismong consul. Hindi ko makakalimutan yun, Consul 68, Black American. So, nanumpa kami, nasasabihin namin yung accurate informations, complete informations. Tapos yun, tanong lang sa amin yung personal details, working, how many years ka nag-work, saan kami nagkakilala, kailan yung anniversary date namin, and then saan yung facility namin at magkano yung offer. Usually yun yung mga kailangan mong malaman. Job offer, the rate per hour, some facility. Minsan tinatanong pa kung saan location. So mabilis lang, parang less than 10 minutes lang, approve na agad. Nagkaroon na ng problema yung consul ko kasi yung machine niya for another fingerprint is hindi gumagana. So nilipat niya ako sa other consul. And then, dahil April 26 yun, yung flight back namin to the UAE is May 2. Nakiusap ako sa consul kung pwedeng i-expedite yung request na i-release yung visa packet agad. So hindi daw nila mag-guarantee. So may isang consul sa other side na Pinoy, nag-request ako. So sabi niya, pengi ako ng personal details mo. So binigay. So from April 27, 28, 29, 30, May 1 which is Labor Day, naghintay ako ng respond kasi lagi akong tumatawag. So wala daw silang natanggap na case na gano'n, na nagpa-expedite daw, tapos hindi daw nila alam yung personal information ko. So nakiusap pa din ako. Luckily, napagbigyan naman ako, kaso di ba May 2 yung flight namin ng gabi papuntang UAE. Buti na lang May 2 in the morning, binigyan nila ako ng email na yung email na yon is ipapresent ko sa security outside para papasukin ako papuntang embassy at makuha ko yung visa packet. So, medyo strict. Nagkataon, nasa Mindoro ko. Yung husband ko, taga Cavite. Although, nasa visa packet for sure yung pangalan naming dalawa, nagpa-authorization na lang ako na siya yung kukuha. Luckily, nakuha naman niya. Medyo naghintay lang siya ng mga 15 to 20 minutes outside kasi hindi makita daw ng security yung name namin. Na may darating na gano'n ang pangalan, tapos may kukuha ng visa packet kasi hindi daw usual na gano'n yung gagawin talaga. Siguro na pagbigyan lang din talaga kami or baka naawa sa amin. And then, ayun, nakalis naman kami sa Philippines ng ayos. And hindi kami nag-rebook, which is okay. And that's it. Nakuha agad namin yung visa packet. Itsura ng visa namin, visa sa passport is ganito. Sobrang saya. So, umuwi kami nakasmile pabalik ng UAE. If yung mga tanong kayo, comment down below. Yun yung USA timeline namin. Medyo mahaba, pero masaya. Akala ko hindi ko na siya mapupost o share sa inyo guys. Pero, minarap ko na tong opportunity para i-share sa inyo para magkaroon din kayo ng idea kung paano. Especially if from the UAE kayo, then nag-case transfer kayo to Manila. So, possible naman lahat. Lahat naman may solution. Yeah, that's it. Sa mga naghihintay ng PD nila na maging current, that's fine. Be patient. If it's your time, it's your time. Everything happens so fast. So ngayon, mag-enjoy muna kayo. Mag-earn muna kayo ng experience, mag-save muna kayo ng money para hindi kayo mahaselan pagpunta dito. Ayun lang yung masasabi ko. Worth it na pagpunta dito. Yun lang. Maraming salamat. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Say bye.